Los Rudos in the house. Broad Street cyberbullies. For those in the know, I am the nerdiest nigga to ever fuck your bitch. He is, to the right of me, the paragon of professionalism and the Pony Poon pulverizer. We are the greatest podcast of all time.
Yes. Suck it in, motherfuckers.
And this is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW. January 30th, 1996. This is Extreme Retro Review number 173.
We are 2 away from number 175. That is where the stipulation, or the category rather, will be announced for Extreme Retro Review number 200, where we will have a title defense of the StreetSmarks Audio Trivia Championship. I am going to win it. I am going to destroy the multiverse and recreate it in my image. And I am going to right all of the wrongs. And I am going to rule with all supremacy and benevolence, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be a dick as the ruler of the multiverse. I'm going to be a cool cat. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be my number one flunky. We're still going to have the best podcast in the multiverse. We're probably going to do a different show, though, you know what I'm saying? We're going to, I don't know, we're probably going to cover something else and shit. Probably He-Man or something. We'll probably cover the first 2 seasons of He-Man after I recreate the multiverse and shit. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but I can't wait. So stay tuned, everybody.
I will be known as Mini Fuges.
I like that.
For Extreme Retro Review number 173, Tape Trader Edition, with a time of 52 minutes and 29 seconds. 2 notes. First note. We actually had a Tape Trader Edition for the January 27th, 1996 show. Clocked in at 38 minutes and 51 seconds. So this show is actually the same show as the 27th, but with a little bit more, gaga, some promos, you know what I'm saying, some vignettes, some commercials. For those wise and savvy investors who choose to have the streaming service known as the WWE Network.
That's right.
What was the time for this edition of Hardcore TV, as well as your thoughts and views of the episode?
The time for Hardcore TV episode number 145. It's interesting to note, to hear you say the time for the 27th show, because it was actually shorter than the WWE Network's time of 45 minutes and 2 seconds. And overall, I was thinking I had missed a super show or something, because a lot of this shit, I liked it overall, but it was good and shit. But I was thinking it was from a super show and shit, so I went to the thumb drive of the shit you gave me, saw the 27th show, and saw it was short. So I'm like, dang, it wasn't from a super show and shit. So I skimmed through and it looked like the same WWE Network shit and shit. So, excuse me. So, but yeah, I liked it.
So the Tape Trader copy starts off with the WWE 24/7 logo. It's showing the history of ECW, hosted by Joey Styles and Taz. This is around, we'll say, it was pre-WWE Network, but post buyout, so we can say anywhere between 2008 2014.
Okay.
Taz is completely rotund. They're walking into the foreground. They're like narrating this episode of ECW, because apparently this was available for their WWE on demand service.
Okay.
So that's what this copy of the Tape Trader is. Like I said, Taz is completely rotund. He is spherical. And he's basically like a half-inch taller than Joey Styles.
Yeah, not very physically imposing.
No, I don't believe you. You would need a lot more people. They clearly did this in one take, and they're leading into the show. Last week, to do a last week bit, it's a second take of Shane Douglas and Tommy Dreamer solidifying their unholy alliance against Raven and Stevie Richards, and it goes into the WWE Network Edition theme. Joys of the Nest shilling recent events in the card tonight. They show clips of Shaw versus Mr. Hughes. The Shaw wins. Hughes kicks out at 3.01.
He got to, because that's the closest thing Mr. Hughes would do to a job. I'm surprised, he actually counted to 3 and shit.
Stevie and Meanie are now dubbed the Fabulous Ones. They strut to What Would You Do by the Dog Pound. Too Cold Scorpio drops the bomb on El Taco Burrito. Mick Foley cuts a promo in the ring denouncing the ECW fans. The Little Abbeys come back and beat the Bad Crew with a moonsault. Stevie apologizes to Francine for super kicking her, recounted by us in an earlier Extreme Retro review.
You're welcome.
Then he asks if she's pregnant. It leads to a 4-way between Stevie and Meanie, the Eliminators, Gangsters, and the Pitbulls. Then it was like 6-on-2. 911 does a run-in, and he chokeslams the heels. Fonzie and Tide have their little sissy fights. Taz runs in, but the Eliminators hold him down to deny 911 the chokeslam. Fonzie with a chair. Taz jumps on 911's back with another choke. Telegraphed elimination on Axel Rotten. Double clothesline on Taz and Fonzie. Double chokeslam to the Eliminators. The referee, who is Paul Richards, with the sweetest mullet known to mankind, has no order of anything going on in the ring. There's a super bomb on Mustafa. Fonzie breaks up the count. Oh my God, too much is going on. Franny gets Stevie kicked, and the Gangsters get the win. Dud. HW thoughts.
I thought that shit was awesome. Yes, it was definitely a lot going on. It was a clusterfuck. The referee had no semblance of control, and the shit was hard to follow. However, the fact that the shit went from Stevie having Francine eating fluff off his finger to him giving her a fucking super kick made this shit all worth it. And then on top of it, I felt like the Gangsters was the right team to go over and shit. So I loved every bit of it.
Todd and Fonzie fight up the aisle. Taz and 911 fight to the back. Moving on. We have a hype central spot with the fuckwad. It leads into tag team action. Bubba Ray Dudley stutters. JT talks over Bubba with the Italian shit. Axel protests to a pop. JT then turns on Axel. Bubba bomb for the win. Dud. HW thoughts.
I came to this conclusion last week, and I'm going to say it right now, and it really pains me to say it, but I think it's time for JT to stop eating out here. Cause I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this shit. He being a little bitch and shit. And I know it's, you know, he's going along with the program or whatnot, but it's a stupid program. I'm not feeling it, and yeah, not a fan.
Bubba Ray Dudley then dances. Axel and JT have a spat afterwards. Moving on. They show a clipped up match of Rob Van Dam versus Sabu. It's mostly outside carnage. It goes back to Taz and Joey for some more banter.
Yeah, there was no finish to that Rob Van Dam Sabu match. What the fuck?
Moving on. Back to Joey at the Nest with a lead in to some more tag team action. We have Cactus and Mikey Whipwreck versus Putz and Shane Douglas. The crowd is chanting, "Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more."
Oh man, that was clever.
Tommy Dreamer wants Cactus Jack. Mikey Whipwreck's like, "Yo, I'm somebody. I'm a guy too, man. You can fight me. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Why are you just overlooking me?" Tommy Dreamer's like, "Yo, I'm not trying to fight you, man. I really just want to beat up Cactus Jack." And Mikey's like, "Yo, man, I know you want to beat up Cactus Jack, but I'm in this tag team with this motherfucker, so hey, let's fight." So he starts swinging on Tommy Dreamer. Tommy's like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" Hit the nigga with a couple Franken Mikeys. Now Tommy's in trouble. Now you got to really fight this motherfucker. You feel me? So there's yelling. There's stuff happening. Cactus and Shane finally trade punches. It's a clash of styles that the fans appreciate because the characters all have been built well over the years. And due to Shane's absence, more time has been given to guys like Mikey Whipwreck. You know what I'm saying? They've embellished that character going from the super geek jobber in 1994 to now former champion, and now he's a top guy, essentially. Shane is using chair-infused offense in this match, but gets pinned with a counter drop toe hold on the chair by Cactus for the win. I gave it a meh. Your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts, from a storyline perspective, I thought it was great storyline wise. You had Raven coming out with an Asian persuasion and shit, sit with him, and when he's sitting in the corner, she's sitting with him and shit. Mikey, like, hey, I'm a wrestler too, like, you know what's happening, don't be overlooking me and shit. So, you know, that was good for his character and whatnot. And and then Cactus Jack coming out in a W effing W, was it WW effing F shirt and shit. Oh man, I thought that shit was hilarious. So, from a storyline perspective and shit, I loved all that shit.
We have an ECW World Heavyweight Championship match. Raven with Kimono Wanalea versus the Sandman with Woman always by his side. Woman is having problems with the Sandman because she wants to extend her stable to include wrestlers from other promotions, and Sandman isn't down with that. It's clipped to a bunch of messery. Tommy Dreamer and Franchise run down to fight Meanie and Cactus. Sandman misses the top rope leg drop on a chair. Raven counters with a DDT on a chair for the win. New champ. I gave it a dud. Your thoughts?
Oh man, I was a little conflicted when Raven won and shit, because I was hoping Bill Alfonso would come out and do something, but you know, I think he sided with both of them in the past and shit, so he was nowhere to be found and shit. But at the same time, I was kind of glad and shit. So, you know, I don't know. I'm glad and I'm not so glad for the Sandman and shit, because I think he's the rightful champ at this time. But it's Raven deserves to be the champ as well.
He's been putting in some great character work, and he's been putting in some great matches. both in solo and tag team action.
Absolutely.
Back with Joey, who talks about Raven's psychology, putting it over, talking about the character of Raven and his in-ring habits and why he does the things that he does in the ring. But he's still stunting Beulah McGillicuddy, totally disregarding the lady boy beside him. Back in the ring, woman is disgusted that Sandman lost. But it's cool now, because now they can both come together to WCW. Sandman is loyal and is about to give her a knuckle massage. Too Cold Scorpio comes out and he stands in between the two. Sandman makes an ultimatum. It's either me and ECW or the bitch. Too Cold Scorpio goes to Hack and he carries woman out the ring, up the aisleway, into the back. A fan politely gooses woman on the ass as he's walking up the aisle.
Oh, as Too Cold was goosing her the whole time.
The fans finally have their hardcore hero. Finally, he has disassociated himself from woman, and he can go solo and be the hardcore icon that he has touted and claimed to be.
Oh, shit.
Too Cold Scorpio comes back, feeds Hack some beer, and they embrace. Your thoughts on the segment?
Oh, man. It definitely seemed like the end of an era and shit. It was a little weird and drawn out though, just the way I guess Sandman and Too Cold was trying to work everybody. And shit.
It was hot garbage.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, it was hot garbage's fault.
Yeah.
You know I like what women be doing, and we was in that limo. He is the worst.
Yeah,
He is the
you know what I'm
worst.
saying? I
He
was
is the
like,
worst.
oh
He
man,
is the
there's
worst.
just way
He is the
too
worst.
much
He is the worst.
going on
He is
here
the
with
worst. He is the worst.
this
He is
shit.
the
But
worst.
overall, it looks like Sandman's going in the right direction and shit. But I'm gonna miss the woman and Sandman team and shit.
We end with Taz burying Raven for being a creative genius who made everything up in ECW. They bring up revolving talent, and we close. Overall, this show was pure meh, and a terrible go-home show to boot.
Oh shit, there's a go-home show.
Thumbs down, even with a new champ. In a few days, the Extreme Retro Review takes you via Graviton. We fucked that up. In a few days, via Gravitational. We fucked up again.
You keep saying we, and I haven't said nothing.
In a few days, via cross-dimensional gravitational positron, the Extreme Retro Review takes you to the February 3rd show, known as the Big Apple.
The Big Apple.
Because it's a big ass Extreme Bash in March. I get them shits fucked up. All right, here we go. In a few days, via cross the.
All right, that's my bad.
In a few days, via cross-dimensional gravitational positron, the infamous Extreme Retro Review takes you to the February 3rd, 1996 show, known as the Big Apple Extreme. God damn it. In a few days, via cross-dimensional gravitational positron, the infamous extreme... In a few days, via cross-dimensional gravitational positron, the extreme...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
In a few days, via cross-dimensional gravitational positron, the infamous Extreme Retro Review takes you to the February 3rd, 1996 show, The Big Apple Blizzard Blast. Until then, life is a work. Until then. Just get it out.
Oh, shit. Better hang in there, though, folks.
Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Good job. Peace.